Hello and welcome to this live edition of LTSee. I'm Adam McCune, the Executive Director here at LTSee, and with our volunteer Isaac, who's also my son. And Isaac, explain a little bit about what we're going to do here today.
All right, so we need a new vMix PC for field work, and a normal computer, like desktop computer, wouldn't fit the bill, so we spec'd out, well, mainly I spec'd out a computer that would fit inside of this micro ATX case and be able to hold some components that would last us quite a while for that.
Yeah, that's the hope. I think we did a episode that we released last week where we went and after Isaac spec'd out everything that we would need, we went and purchased it. We went to Micro Center and we bought some stuff from Amazon. Neither of those people are giving us, those companies are giving us any of this. We just went out and bought this, but we tried to keep this under $1,500. I think we got really close, maybe slightly over.
It was like $8 over.
I think. Something like that. So we did really good on this budget. And I think what we're going to do today, I'm going to let you go with this. We're going to do an unboxing here in a little bit. You'll just unbox
So
everything.
I'll unbox the parts as I need them, basically.
Okay, perfect. As you need them, you'll unbox them. And just to do a little refresher on how this all went, we actually have last week's episode that we released. We'll play that here in just a second. And then we'll come back and you're going to just kind of walk everybody through exactly what's going on. Sound good?
Yep.
All right. Let's roll that footage. Hey, it's Adam, the Executive Director here at LTSee for another episode of LTSee, and I'm here with our volunteer Isaac, who also happens to be my son, and we're going to be doing a computer build, and we're going to go inside and check it out. What do you think? Let's do it. Last week, my son Isaac and I made a little road trip. Our mission was simple. We needed to put together a new PC for LTSee. This computer had to have decent specs and under $1,500 to meet our budget. So we pointed the car towards Cambridge and Micro Center.
First one's here. First one's here. First one's here.
This summer, LTSee started utilizing some new gear and concepts that we've actually talked about in earlier episodes of LTSee. It became clear that we needed to build a computer that met the needs of these new software platforms and gives us the flexibility to upgrade in the future. That's when I enlisted the help of my son Isaac. Isaac is a physics undergrad with a heavy interest in computers. He's also been volunteering this summer at LTSee, and 2 years ago he completed his own build for a gaming PC. Now for our needs, a gaming PC is very similar to the specs that would work for streaming at these events. So I put Isaac to work on compiling a list that we would need. He landed on a powerful but modestly priced build. A Ryzen 7 7700X processor, an Asus motherboard, 64 gig of RAM, an NVIDIA RTX 5070 GPU, a beefy power supply, and 2 terabytes of storage.
411 posi-track outback, 750 double pumper, Edelbrock intakes, board over 30, 11-to-1 pop-up pistons, turbojet 390 horsepower. We're talking some...
In other words, some serious power. While we were at Micro Center, we were helped by Alexander, who was awesome.
Oh my goodness.
We actually had to change up our build a little bit. The motherboard wasn't in stock, but we lucked out with a very clean open box of the same board in the store. So we saved a little bit of money, which helped us upgrade the processor and still come in under budget.
Size. It needs to fit.
Yeah, is there one that's slightly small? Doesn't have a handle, and you'd have to do an ITX form factor. Also, it's the same color as my sweatshirt.
I don't think that matters. It could.
Anything else we're picking up today? The case is not being got, the SSD is not being got, and the cooler's not being got. We have now a...
So we've got the power supply, motherboard, processor, RAM, and graphics card for the streaming PC that we are going to build. Currently we still need, I think, just the case and the cooler for for the computer, those will be purchased from Amazon. We also need the SSD. That is something. The SSD and cooler are cheaper on Amazon, and the case is only available there. But yeah, I guess once that's done, we'll be all ready to go and build this thing.
Coming up on LTSee, we are going to have a broadcast and stream of a special live episode of this show as Isaac puts together this computer and shows us what we need to know when you're building a PC yourself. As always, thanks for watching.
All right, so before we get started, I'd like to mention I might be clearing my throat a couple times because I do have some sort of reaction to, I'm assuming it's just dust allergies or something. But first component we have here is the case. We decided to get this off of Amazon. It is the Johnsbow, I think it is, Johns Plus Z20 Mesh Edition. So, in order to get this one out, I have already opened most, if not everything here, just to check on it. But this one I repositioned in so that when I dump it over and shake it out of the case, it is already standing up the direction it needs to be. So this is the primary highlight of the build, because once it is fully assembled, it will have on top of it a handle allowing for easy access to carry it around places. Now, I did look up some builds of this previously. However, I haven't quite, I haven't watched a build, like someone actually building it, at least in a while, I don't think. So I'm just gonna mainly dive into this head first, but that's what this laptop is here for, is if I need to reference anything. So I think just start off with the motherboard, I guess. So for the motherboard, we needed to put in some expansion slots, such as capture card, and it's kind of hard to see on here, but there are 4 PCIe lanes that are available for expansion slots. So even though the graphics card might block anywhere from 2 to 2.5 lanes, at least there'll be like one left over for, like, you know, putting whatever we need in here. Things that were brought up were a 10 gig Ethernet card, as well as a I forget, I think it's a Blackmagic capture card. I don't know exactly. I'm not the one who was really pulling the strings around that. But anyways, this is the motherboard. Can't see it yet, but I think that I will. Yeah. Alright. So there are 4 RAM slots. Right now we're just putting in a 64 gig kit, which should be more than enough for the next 20 years, I guess. I don't know. It's quite a lot of RAM, but we are future-proofing this, and it might be used for more than just vMix. There might be, I don't know exactly what, but having something proofing for this. Having something this beefy should do us some good in terms of future proofing. So first things first, I'm just going to put in the RAM, which is currently stuck. Let's see. Alright, there we go. There's one. There's two. Now I need to check to see. I think this is just a standard 2-4. So putting it in slots 2 and 4, but some other boards have it different. Let's see. Recommended memory configurations. Yep, 2 and 4. See, I believe that is. So, you know what? I'm pretty sure that I'm supposed to build this on top of the box, but there we go. Give it a little. Have it. I'll give a little give. Only opens from one end though, so. Wrong way. So there's slot 2, and which way is it? Here's slot 4. Is that right? Can't tell. No, that's not the right way. It's this way. Come on. There we go. All right. Now, when we were at Micro Center, we initially had planned on getting a Ryzen 7 7700X. However, we saved about $40 on the motherboard, and a 9700X, which is far newer, was about $40 more. So we just decided, you know what, let's go with that instead. And something that always surprises me every time is that these CPUs are so incredibly dense that you can feel how heavy it is. It's like, I always say a quarter pound, give or take. I don't know. Not good at estimating weight, but should probably. Pretty sure I'm supposed to remove the mounting hardware, but I'm not 100% positive. Let me check up on that. And blah, blah, blah. Stuff. It's a VGA port on this. What in the world? And it does not say how. Pretty sure that the instructions will be on how to connect the cooler will be on the cooler, but for now I'm going to leave this hardware on here. Alright. Now if you're doing something similar to this at home, there is right here this little shiny triangle. On the motherboard there usually is, I don't know if it is noticeable, but right there is another shiny triangle. You're supposed to line them up and just drop in the CPU, give it a little test, see if it's loose or not, and then just plop it in, lock it down. Boom. So let me think. So I've never installed a AIO directly onto the computer while building it. I've installed the AIO after the fact. So, but I'm pretty positive that after putting this IO shield on, which I don't want to forget, the next step would be installing the AIO and then getting the motherboard into the case. And I'm fairly certain for this case that I should put in the power supply after I put in the motherboard, just due to it might block some of the mounting. I don't know, but that's just the way I'm going to do it. Alright. Let's see here. That's sticking into the HDMI port, which I don't want. Although we're not using that, so yeah. And I'll put that on when I get to sticking it in the case. Alright, so next component I think should be the cooler. This is one of the cheaper ones on Amazon, because spending $100 on a cooler that doesn't have rainbow lights on it is very hard, apparently. But it's also really good. I made sure to check reviews. Only reason we didn't really want lights on the computer is it's kind of distracting, considering this is for professional work and not gaming. I put RGB in my specific computer, or my, not specific, but personal computer at home, and I ended up leaving it off a lot anyways, because I don't know, after a certain amount of time you kind of get bored with it, and it's just, you know, it is what it is. We're going to be using the included thermal paste. This is just I don't know, it's probably as hard as a rock, but it should be fine. So I believe that it's just put a little dollop in the center like that. Might be a bit much, I don't know. Alright. So here's the installation guide. Intel. Nope. AMD. Here we go. So put the AMD AM4, AM5 bracket on that. Alright. So this is the part that takes the longest, isn't it? Alright. So install it. Which one is the AMD and which one is the Intel? This one I think is AMD. Nope. This one's Intel. So this is the AMD one. And then for the mounting hardware, components numbers. These aren't numbered on the bag, which is, you know, kind of. So 3, 4, 7, 8, and 10. So 3, 4, 7, 8, and 10, which is the thermal paste. Alright. So, in order to install it, I need to screw on this bracket first. Now, I'm kind of wondering, should I I'm going to have the fans in a pull configuration, so they're pulling air from the bottom and out the top, because the CPU is not doing a lot of heavy lifting, so if it gets a little warmer, it's okay. So and this is mounted. It's going to be mounted at the top, and it's going to want, this is the part I always mess up. It's going to need these pushing air out of it. So these are going to be mounted on the bottom like this. And that will be, alright. Yeah, a couple months ago I installed an AIO in my computer, and I spent an hour doing it. It's not fun at all, unless you get it right the first time, in which case it's mostly fine. But let's see, let's say what ones the fans are. Fan mounting screw 12. That's not a lot of fan mounting screws. Okay, there's another one. Alright, no, that is enough. So it looks like first I should daisy chain these together. Let's see. So it says in connection. Alright, let's see. Got these out the bottom. Is there another cable? No. Strange. Shows two different cable types. Alright, so plug that. Plug this one. Into this one. And then this one plugs here. So we have an ASUS board. So let me find the ASUS board manual. Here we are. This should tell me which ports are which on the computer. CPU fan, oh god. Let's see. CPU fan. Alright. So that one is the one that we plug into. So that's where this needs to go. Order for that. Alright. So where is the, alright. So now guess we just mount the fans to the radiator and hope it is the right direction. So the hoses are going to be coming down on the front. If you're facing the inner, it's going to be on the right side. So this should be the correct orientation, blowing air out the top of the case. All right. And it should probably be the only screwdriver I end up using. technically could get away with 2 screws, but I don't want this to rattle around a lot, so I'm gonna do 4 screws. Let's see, where is the here? That's where the thread starts. And I think no. Something feels off about that threading. I don't know, looks fine, but okay, so I think that is it. Oh, connection for the AIO, which is also, let's see here, it's usually let's see here. So, now I don't see on here a AIO thingy, 'cause yeah, I don't Let's see. Expansion sauce, fan headers. It doesn't tell you what to connect the AIO power to, which is not a good sign. COM, that's not it. Chassis fan, it's audio debug, trusted platform module. So I might have to look this up, but it appears that it doesn't say what to connect the AIO pump to. It's a 3-pin.
It's on the power supply.
No, it's on the motherboard. Huh. They should all, every motherboard made in the last, couple years should have one COM serial port header out. I don't even know what that is. Let's see, so it would be a 3-pronged one. See, there's fan, other fan, more fan. CPU OPT, I think, is what it is, but I'm not sure because I think that stands for optional, but I'm. Here, I'm gonna go.
I'm just looking it up here a little bit, and this post says, where does the 3-pin connection of an AIO cooler go? Radiator fans go to CPU fan.
Yes.
Which kind of makes sense.
Yeah, cable coming out of the goes to pump _ fan, which is not on
It's
there.
not on here, but I don't know if it'll
Well,
matter.
I'm gonna look up what CPU OPT is.
What is it?
I'm looking it up right now.
No, what is the connection?
CPU OPT.
OPT. Yeah, there's not AIO pump on the motherboard.
Yeah, it doesn't say AIO pump. It should have an AIO pump.
The power cable on the fan is connected to the fan, which makes sense.
Mm-hmm. You see this main header. CPU optional when you have more than one fan on your cooler radiator and you need someplace. Also use a power source.
Option? Is there something called? That's what it stands for.
Yeah. Properly connecting. Well, it needs something for the pump control. Sys fans.
But that's what
chassis fan.
that's what that OPT means is option.
Yeah, but that's for extra fans. It doesn't. I don't know if it has controllers for the pump.
I think it's just a power thing that you can configure later, but
No, it's. Here. What are the ports for an AIO pump called? Yeah, I'm just gonna look up.
this is what happens if you do this at home too. So, so you got all these places where you have to stop and figure out what's going on. And why this is important is you've got the thermal paste on there, so you've got really one chance to put this on.
I mean, we
without having
have
to
more
clean it
thermal
up.
paste, but you would. It's a pain
It's
to
a pain. Yeah.
clean it up.
Yeah. Otherwise, we'd just move right on. But
Find these types of schematics.
I think we could just put it on and then figure it out later.
No, because it won't work.
If it doesn't work.
It just period won't work at all without this. I mean, it'll turn on for a little bit and then it'll fry itself because the pump isn't working.
Pumping isn't working. No, I don't mean that we'll
Yeah,
run
I
it
need
like
to
this. I mean that we'll.
Think for a
Sure.
second. Controls. 3-pin should be plugged into your mother's CPU fan header. It controls the pump and fan speeds on your entire AIO. It also ensures the motherboard does not show a CPU. These are meant to be connected and power all your radiator fans and ramp them up or down depending on what the CPU temperature is.
That kind of makes sense that they
So-
connect it to the fan power and control, right?
Yeah, I need to think. I can't think with noise.
That's fine.
It's because your entire AIO is plugged into a CPU fan header. temperature control. The pump, though, will be less prone to wear and tear if it runs at static speed. That's why there's an AIO pump or pump header in many motherboards.
Many.
You can plug in your pump if it comes with a separate 3-pin power connector to this header to control it separately from the radiator's fans, or set it to a fixed 50. Doesn't have an... if not, here's a little secret. Those pump-specific headers are all a glorified sys fan header in disguise. So if your motherboard doesn't have any AIO pump headers or similar, you can use a sys fan or chassis fan substitute to plug in your pump if you have a spare one available. So it will work on the CPU optional.
Basically, if a motherboard has that pump power, it runs it at a low speed at all times. But
so
if it doesn't,
these are controlled. You can control it.
right. But if you don't have it, it's going to run this pump whenever it runs the fans.
Yeah, I think it just will run it at a constant speed. I don't know for certain, but it seems like you can just plug it into one of these headers.
Yeah.
So I'm going to plug it into the CPU optional
Okay.
plug.
Which we can change later if we needed to. But yep.
Yes, and then I'm going to plug this daisy chain connector into the CPU fan once I get the radiator properly mounted, which is going to be a pain in the butt.
Yeah, I can see it. All these cables, and you got to kind of wrangle it the right way. I won't interrupt you. Just looked like you needed some help, so I was...
All right. Yeah, I think I should be good now.
Cool.
So, all right. So now, just put this, from what I could read on the instructions provided. I think I should actually remove that sticker first, make it easier. So put that on, and then twist that into place. Oh, there's scratches on here. And I need to make sure I did that right, because there are multiple directions that can go. So these are, yeah, no, I didn't do it right. Oops. So, all right, so this is the correct way to do this, I think. And it is blinding me with the
copper.
Yeah. Darned coppers. Ow. Make sure I didn't loosen these fittings. That wouldn't be good. Spill coolant everywhere or whatever they put in here. And now I need to remove that. So I need to find my screwdriver. Just right here. And I believe I can just leave the back plate on here, because the way these screws work is there's a back plate on the motherboard with standoffs, and it screws onto it. It's kind of like having a board that has the nuts built in for the bolts to just go on. And this is normally like if you just had a simple CPU air cooler fan that just clips on here, you wouldn't need to remove this, but we have this very fancy $50 AIO, which, though it seems like a lot, is like nothing. These things can cost like $200 for what is essentially an over-glorified hunk of metal. So what is that? What is number 3? Oh wait, that's just that thing. That's not number 3. Oh wait, what? Oh, they didn't label these right. Alright, cool. Oh wait, what in the world? Yeah, no, this is so out of whack. Are these the... Oh wait, these are the steps, like the order of operations. You remove these parts first, then second you twist this on, third you mount these things on here. So this is a... I don't know what in the world those are. And there's 5 and 6. Strange. There's some random pieces that I don't know what they're supposed to do or where in the world they would have came from. Looks like maybe that's because I have the wrong package. I'm using the wrong parts. That is why. It's because there's 2 different types. Interesting. They look very similar, but they're not. These are the ones I want. Right. So we got 1, 2, 3.
What do those do?
There's standoffs. So that you can mount the radiator on here.
Gotcha.
Standoffs for the standoffs. Wait, no, these are the standoffs for the back plate, which kind of have some standoffy things in them. I don't really know what they're called. And then these are what secure the radiator in place. And I'm going to do the cross or is it I don't know. I'll just do it in an X kind of pattern where you screw it down to apply even pressure. You screw down this corner partially, then that one, then that one, then that one, and then you repeat. Make sure you don't crack the die on the CPU. And that has all removed. Let's make sure it's making contact. And yes, all right. Oops. Wonderful. I'm going to find a capacitor rattling around or something here. I don't think I need the screwdriver for this. And before I forget, I need to install the M.2 drive, which I will go to in just a second. So I'm done securing this.
Now, when you're installing that, do you really tighten it down really hard?
No, I just go until when I lightly can move my fingers, it doesn't really budge, but I don't like wrench it because I don't want to risk cracking the die. Now, luckily there is a heat spreader over the die to help mitigate that risk, but it's still a problem that could happen.
What would happen if that did happen, I guess?
It wouldn't work. The
Right.
die would be cracked. It's like those transistors are close to the size of an atom, so I mean, it's like, what are you going to do? Fix it by hand? No, that's $200 down the drain. For storage, we went with a moderately fast SATA 3 M.2 SSD. It's 2 terabytes of storage, which should be enough considering that we won't really be storing much other than vMix on this computer, as well as probably Google Chrome and whatever bloatware is downloaded on Windows by default. Now, if you ever build a gaming computer, and you plan on putting in plan on installing a lot of games, then I will have you know that a terabyte of storage runs out really fast. I also don't know where the motherboard box went, which had stuff in it that I need. I think it was, yes. It is over there. Yeah, we might not want to move. Oh, and the motherboard box is over there.
I don't know where you put it.
I didn't put it. Oh, what?
Okay.
That's the
Camera.
okay. It is underneath here. It's underneath the motherboard. Where's the motherboard box? You
lost it!
Uh-oh. Oh, where are my glasses? It doesn't come with a standoff for the M.2 drive. You can't put in the... You can't put it in at all. It doesn't come with a standoff for it. It should. Maybe it's under here somewhere.
Yep.
Here.
There's some parts over here. Is that the part that holds this down?
Yeah, it needs a standoff and a screw.
Gotcha.
One of these might fit it.
It might fit. Yeah.
Here's actually all the other stuff that came with the motherboard, so I would hope that it would be in here, and it does not seem
Doesn't
like
look
it
like
is.
Those are for the case.
Yes.
In fact, let's put those.
I think this is it, actually. Alright, good. It comes with 2, because there is another
There's a
M.2
second one,
slot on here. Oh, I only need one of these. So yeah, I should have. I didn't even think, because I was pretty sure that most motherboards came with the standoffs pre-installed or whatever. I mean, it's not. It looks like this one you could fit in multiple sized M.2 drives, but if I'm being completely honest, almost all of them are the size that you'd be using unless you're using the one that would go in a Steam Deck or something like that. Yeah, this is the right one. Now this screwdriver has the black tip, which makes me think it would be made out of something magnetic, but no, it is not made out of something magnetic and does not hold screws on it. And this one, when you're tightening it down, just go until it stops. Don't force it. Doesn't really matter, but trust me, you don't want to crack a drive. I think most people building computers put in at least a terabyte now, and if it's an M.2 drive, a terabyte's going to run you at least $50. And if you're getting like a Samsung one, it can cost like $100 for one of those, which is quite ridiculous, but I don't know. That's what they cost, I guess, so be careful with that. Alright, so now that the motherboard is hopefully complete, it's time to start with the installation of everything into the case. I think this case panel can be swapped either way, actually. So here are the micro ATX standoffs. So I'm thinking, yeah, it doesn't matter which order I put it in, but I think putting in the power supply would make it easier to put in the motherboard if I do this first. So this is the only part I haven't opened and checked on. So for all I know, there could be a pile of bricks in here. So I'm going to open that with my super glue covered knife and check it in there. Also, you should always cut away from yourself, unlike I just did. I did not cut away from myself, but I don't know. I don't care. Oh, it's not a pile of bricks. It's just something that smells like a Sharpie. Really smells like a Sharpie. Alright, leave that there for now. So I'm pretty sure, so from the looks of it, I installed this and I put when I put the power supply in, I'm gonna put it in the switch at the front and these things. I'm actually not quite sure. I think now would be a good time to check the case manual.
And when you were sourcing out what we wanted to do with the power supply, what were some of the things that you looked at when we were looking at different versions of power supplies?
We wanted a good efficiency rating, so we got an 80 plus gold unit, as says right there and right there. We wanted something that could lead to a upgradable path, so we have a 750 watt power supply, which some might say is overkill, some might say is perfect. In my opinion, it is probably a good enough range. We wanted one that's reliable. MSI, they're, this level of power supply tier is generally fairly reliable as far as I could find from reviews and stuff. They didn't have the exact one we wanted at Micro Center. We were going to initially get it at on Amazon, but we ended up getting it at Micro Center anyways.
And part of that too, with the upgraded processor, they said that the processor that we got actually does not use quite as much power consumption. So
yeah, it has a lower power consumption, lower TDP. So these are all the cables that come with this. And that is the source of the Sharpie smell, I think. Yeah. As well as, no, not so much. Yeah, no, these smell like a Sharpie.
it's the silica.
Oh. Yeah, so, alright. I think, so after I install the power supply, I think it would be good for a short break of like
We could do that.
10 minutes, 5 minutes even. See, where is... I had the screwdriver somewhere. It's right here. Okay. Motherboard installation, power supply installation. This contrast on this is really terrible. So this goes in like that. and that means that all of these cables are going to be on the bottom here. Now, when I see people build computers, generally they don't build in this case, but I know that it is usually easier to install the cables that you're going to be using first, and then put it in. So that is exactly what I'm going to do. Oh no, I might need a bigger screwdriver.
Get one instead of Phillips?
Yes.
Yeah, you need a bigger one than that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you want to take the break now and you come back and do the power supply, or do you want to wait?
Sure, yeah. Let's do that.
So why don't we take a break? We'll come back in just a few minutes and hopefully wrap everything up for this build. It's a lot of stuff, but we got to get some new equipment and take a little breather and get you out of the lights for a little bit and come back. So we'll be right back.
All right, so we just went and did a quick like 5-minute break, give or take. I don't know. We came back with a slightly bigger screwdriver and a smaller, still bigger, nubbier version. But I'll be using this one because it has more, downward or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what it has. It's longer. Longer is better. So. All right. So according to the directions, I needed to remove this part, which has way too many screws on it. Way more. Like I think they could have gotten away with 3 screws, and it has 4. Sorry. Yeah. They could have gotten away with 2 or 3, but they decided to give it a lot more than 2 or 3. And now, how do I remove this piece is the real question. Now, it does not say there, but it does say here. Okay, so there are 2 screws that I have to remove at the back of this case. And there's something on the ground here. These thumb screws are really nice because they also have a thread on them, so you can, thread, notch, I don't know, I think just called it. You can use like a Phillips head screwdriver or a knife to remove them if you need to. Although it feels like there's something else holding this in place. And I don't think there is. But for whatever reason, it's not coming off. Oh, no, never mind. Oh, there was something else holding it in place. Alright, so to remove the back panel, apparently, there aren't sticking out standoffs, so in order to remove it, you need to push, and this is the direction of the back I/O and the power. You pull that direction, and it slides off. So that is quite interesting. Alright, so I need to remove this part, which you're never going to believe this. I need another screwdriver.
What do you need for
A flathead.
a flathead?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. I'll go get one.
Alright.
But while I'm going to get it, you can kind of describe all the stuff that's going on here.
Yeah. So this is a cable management routing area. So this is where you route all the cables so that it's hard to see them. It makes it look a little cleaner. I don't really care about that, and neither does anyone else here. I'd hope. So I'm just going to do whatever is easiest, and no one is ever going to see the inside of this for the next 5 years. So I don't think it matters. Yeah, so I don't understand why there are 2 different types of screws holding this down. A massive flathead screw thingy. Oh wait, no, I don't need a screwdriver for this. Sorry. But I actually apparently didn't need a screwdriver for that. Oh.
There goes my hand modeling career. They're kind of big ones, but if you need those, they are.
Yeah, alright. And it is threaded on a wire, probably to secure it in place, because I guess 4 screws wasn't enough for that. And alright, there we go. This is the front panel I/O. I think this is a USB. Some other stuff that I don't really know what it is, and then whatever this is.
Power button.
This doesn't look like a power button. I think this is the power button. One of these front panel, F panel. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is the power button. I don't know what that is. It's a weird looking cable. But now I can take this thingamajig. Oh, what else do I need to remove from here? So it looks like So there's some more stuff that I should remove from this first. This thingamajig, which is holding the, which will basically hold the, whatchamacallit in place. This thing. Oops, that was a little rough of a touch. Now, as you'll notice, I am being very, very professional and not organizing my screws whatsoever so that I get to look for them when I'm done.
You learned from the best on that one.
In comes the nubby screwdriver for the rescue. Hi. Never mind. Does this even come out? It said it comes out. It's just really hard to get it out. Is that the right screw even? I think it's these ones actually.
Yeah, it looks like it's those.
I got it. See, these ones are magnetic. That's what we need, is a giant magnetizer that can produce magnetic fields that you'd only find around neutron stars.
I was going to say we have that. We do have a magnetizer.
Oh, maybe not. Well, that's
Maybe not all the rest of that, though.
Oh, yes, this one can produce magnetic fields of 30 billion Tesla. Aha.
Sweet.
Aha! And I don't know what to do with this, so I'm going to put it to the side. But that means we should have mostly full access to the case now. So now this direction is up and this direction is down. Alright, so I believe I get to screw on the first thing I remove, which is this. Alright.
So what's in that box?
This is all the extra hardware for this. So I believe this is an SSD or hard drive mounting block. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. And I don't really know what the rest of this is. I'm assuming this is for the case handle.
Graphics card support bracket.
Oh, so that's for if you have a really heavy graphics card, I guess, some of this stuff. It says dual 2.5-inch SSD, 3.5-inch hard drive. There's a dust filter. It's somewhere on the table here. And then, yeah, these are for the handle. And then this is SFX PSU adapter bracket, so that's for if you have a small form factor power supply.
The handle we won't do on here, but there's little brackets that hold it on.
I thought we wanted the handle.
Oh, we're definitely going to do it, but we don't have to do it on the live stream is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it'll probably go on the live stream anyways, but just because of order of operations, I guess.
Now, where's the Chevy 396 big block? Are we going Mopar 440 on this?
I know nothing about cars. I don't even have a driver's license yet. Let's see. So we got these little screws from the A bag, and they go on here on this part. Now, so something you want to note is you don't want to pour metal shavings in this, because if you do that, it will explode when you turn it on. There is literally like a whole market of computers that are passively cooled and sealed off specifically for things like steel mills, where maybe they need a dedicated computer for something, but they can't risk, some stray metal shards getting in and blowing up the power supply. So they have to be passively cooled and cannot have any open airways. So it's like kind of interesting. And in order to do that, they do actually need to like undervolt and underclock the processor, and usually I don't think those kinds of things have a dedicated graphics card. Honestly, if I had a steel mill, I don't think I would put a computer anywhere near it, but sometimes they need those. Like, I'm honestly not sure for what, but like, I don't know, maybe you need something for CAD modeling, whatnot. Now, this screw is not threading in all the way, and it looks like that's because the thread on here is not completed. So speaking of metal shavings, there actually are metal shavings on this. Hooray! Alright. So this goes in. Does this go up or down? I don't know. I think it needs to go down. I'm squishing stuff. Oh, there we go. And then I believe I need to screw it in at the back. Are these the same types of screws? I hope so. So I have no idea what I did with all the other ones. Come on. So I don't think those are the right screws. I like how I brought this up earlier and decided, you know what, I'm just going to keep putting the screws random places, because that makes perfect sense. If your workplace doesn't look like this, as in it doesn't look like a complete mess, you're not actually working. Alright. I don't think I should put this in yet, because then I won't be able to do stuff. Oh, you know what I should have done is plug in all the cables before, like I said I would have. Alright, so we're going to need... This is not dangerous at all. I'm going to need a 24-pin ATX and an 8-pin ATX, and then for the graphics card, I'm also going to need, let's see, what does it say on here? Does it say on here? Yeah, I don't see it on here saying anything about the type of connector it uses, so I'm going to open up the box and take a look. But don't worry, there'll be no spoilers yet. Okay, so it's a 12-pin connector that is notorious for melting, and then it comes with two 8-pins. So we need the two 8-pin connectors. So we need three 8-pins, one for CPU, two for GPU, and then one 24-pin for the motherboard. So something with this 12-pin connector is it's known to melt under high amperages, because for whatever reason the people who developed this decided not to really properly test it before releasing it, which seems to be a very, very common trend nowadays. And the result of that was it was setting graphics cards on fire. Luckily, I don't think there will be that much amperage being pushed through here. Power supply is a little wiggly right now, but should be fine.
Can I do any prep work for you or anything?
Nah,
8-pin connector, or you got it?
I think I got this all. Just hope I didn't cut the wires. That would have been good. Alright, so here's one 8-pin. Another 8-pin. Smells like Sharpies. So is it a 6-pin plus 2 or whatever it is, or 4 plus 4 for that? Here's the 24-pin. Here's another 8-pin to 6-pin plus 2. Wait, what in the world? I'm fairly certain this is what plugs into the graphics card, but I don't know for certain. Yes, this is what plugs into the graphics card. Alright. Because I have one of these on my graphics card. So yes, this is what will be powering the 5070s. You're going to daisy chain this to this and then plug that in there and hope it doesn't set itself on fire, basically.
It's a pretty low bar.
Yeah. And now, I don't know what AMD uses right now. Oh, it has a 12-pin connector on this. Wait. Let's see. 12 volt 2x6. Oh, I can just use this 12 volt power cable that it came with. Okay, so this is less likely to set itself on fire.
Sweet.
And it's rated for 450 watts. I don't know what it has for amperage rating, but I don't know. Let's hope it doesn't catch on fire. Alright, so I think the next step is actually I need to mount this. So in order to do that, I need to first mount this thingamajig to this thingamajig. And
Can you notice that?
I think I should be good for now. Alright. I'm gonna sit down for a second. Oof. Alright, so this is how we connect the radiator fan bracket. It doesn't say the type of Oh no, it's reason it doesn't say the type of screws used is because you use the ones that come with the radiator, which makes sense. Now, I haven't really a darn clue where I put those. Let me think. Got these ones which go for the CPU, and then they're probably over here. They are not over here. They came in a little baggie with it. That's not a box. Is this it? I have 2 sets of these. Here, let me look at the instructions for this. Alright, 11, that's Russian. Radiator mounting screw. Okay, so these are what are holding the radiator in place. It's a little sketchy, but... Ooh. Anyways, what was I doing? Oh, yes. Oops. So we take this and then we mount this here, and it's up to us to decide how I put it on. Oh, great. Lovely. It looks like it wants this to be as close to this side as possible. So, that's what I'm going to do. I hope this doesn't block anything, and then I have to go get another screw and then unscrew it. And, Alright. Start off with 2 screws to get it in place here. This seems more an appropriate positioning for it. Just right around here. Whoa, yeah. These screws don't want to go on here. Why is that? All right. My phone is going off. This is very, very wonderful feeling on my back. Oh, God. So the only other time that I've actually fully from the ground up built a computer was in a normal ATX case with a micro ATX motherboard, which isn't much different from a normal ATX motherboard in a normal ATX case. But this one has so many weird steps that it feels very, very easy to just screw it up. Pun intended. Where's that bigger screwdriver? Here it is. I'm going to use that. So yeah, my plan is to basically use the radiator as an exhaust, because the $100 case doesn't come with a single fan, despite that being like, you know, the cheapest case on Amazon does come with like at least one fan. I'm fairly certain of. Also, if you're ever building on a computer, you don't want to, especially if it's made out of metal like this, you don't want to lean on it because that can actually end up bending it. This one feels fairly sturdy, but I did that with my other computer when installing the radiator, and it was bent afterwards. Computer still worked. I unbent it, but it's just not fun. Alright. So, plug. See, I have to loop this through here. And then I plug this 4-pin into this 4-pin. That just should slide right in there. Oh, where is the I/O shield? I do not want to forget that.
Is there anything I can do to help you?
No. Alright, so I/O shield. It's hard to probably see from this angle, but when you're installing a computer, you want to take the I/O shield and pop it into the case rather than onto the motherboard first. Now these ones are annoying because they're really easy to bend, and if you bend them, then they can stick into a port and short it out. So yeah, it's a great design, but oh God. Oh. Let's see. Alright, yeah, no, that is. Ow. On top of that, it's sharp, which is, you know. Technically, you don't need an I/O shield, but if this is going to be out in the field, I don't want a bee flying into the computer and blowing it up on accident or something stupid like that. So I'm assuming it goes in, because there's these little ball-like things that kind of click it into place. And then here. And there. There. Yes. Yes. Alright. It's in. Alright. I got it.
I can hold this while you put that in
Alright.
place.
And the IO shield doesn't seem to want to line up right. And there are noises that I do not like. Oh, it's because this wire is in the... Yeah, this was not a well-designed case. Like, I'm sorry, but I don't know. It just wasn't completely well thought out. That should be it. It's not lined up yet. Now it is. Alright, I need to see, so I'll take it from here. Oh wow, that is a snug fit.
It's not fitting up here right.
Oh yeah, that's why. It's because it's not aligned. Oh, and the mesh is getting in the way. Oh. Yeah, again, not well designed. Alright. I
Okay.
yeah, no, I know, it's just I can't see. Alright, so these cables I'm going to shove in this corner over here and they will not be seen. So long as they're not in a fan. Alright, so this is the audio. So, I guess first things first is to find, let's see. Wait, what? Did I need to put in standoffs for this?
motherboard?
Yeah, it didn't. It looks like they just thread in, but I don't know because it doesn't. It literally does not say. It shows a picture of standoffs, but it doesn't tell you you need them. Which is really stupid. I don't think I need them because I don't see the standoffs in the case either in this thing. So, all right.
You think you're good?
Yeah, I think I'm
Okay.
good.
Is that what part I is here?
Yeah, it's H and I. I don't see them yet. Let me check here. I can't really see very well. Spare parts. They're spare parts, that's why.
That's why.
Alright.
I
I'm
guess That
good.
means we don't need them. If it fits on there, it's not like those are grounding it. It's something
No,
else that grounds it.
it's not grounded, but yeah. Alright. I think I should be good to take it on my own from here.
Okay.
So according to the manual, was on the right page. All right. A. So just put in the A's. Now, I'm pretty sure, 'cause it seems like this is the way it is with most cases, You can just put these in any order. There's like, I don't know, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 screws, I think. Maybe 9. I don't know. Just seems like there's 8, so got a hair on this one. Now, luckily, the heat sinks don't get in the way of this, because that is a problem sometimes that you can run into, is if you have a case where these heat sink things, they block you from installing an AIO, even though both the case and the motherboard should be compatible because they're the same exact form factor, but because the manufacturers didn't really think it through, it ends up not being fully compatible. Is there not a standoff right there? There's not a standoff right there. Alright, so one of these screws isn't going in there. Well, if you wanted me to put in the standoff before I started screwing down the motherboard, it should have properly said so in the instructions. So, yeah. And that screw is not screwing in because it's not aligned properly because this motherboard isn't. Case isn't. This case was designed by a 2-year-old. Where'd the backy go of the screws? That's right here. So 2 more. 3 more. Technically 4 more, but I'm not screwing in that last one because it didn't have a standoff there. I don't know why they couldn't have just put one there in the first place. I'm assuming that's what that extra one in the bag is for, but I think 8 screws is enough. In fact, it's already pretty secure right now, so now, my hope is that this computer works when it's turned on, because if it doesn't, then that would be very problematic. I think I just figured out what this is for. It's for a thing that says U32C6. I don't really know what that means, but it means something. Also, yeah, that ain't going nowhere. I think that implied is going somewhere. I don't know, I'm tired. So next part is to plug in stuff. So got that one, and this one. Yeah, it's strange. There's only 3 plugs that go in there. All right, so first step, I guess, is plugging into the let's see. All right. Come on. All right. Now, let's see. That's the USB, and then plugging in whatever this thing is. I don't know what this thing is. Actually, I'm going to read to see what it is because I don't know. 8. USB 3.2 Gen 1 Type-C front panel connector. So that's for the USB-C on the front. This thing. On the front of the case, there's a USB-C port. Now, because there is a large majority of Apple computers here, having USB-C compatibility is nice because that means you can just plug whatever you want into it. Now, I don't know if this is omnidirectional or not, but I don't think it is. It's not. All right, so you need to figure out which is the big one and that's the small one. All right, it's this way. No, it was the right way. Just didn't go in all. Oh, there we go. Okay. So then, front panel audio is this 9 port thingy-majig. So HD audio. Power experience. Front panel audio header. 15. And 19 is the front panel. So 15 for audio. So audio is at the bottom. Now that goes through this strip thing. And then the front panel goes on 19, which is God knows where. It's at the bottom right corner. Right here. Right. Um, let's hope that's enough to plug it in. And this cable goes down here. Alright. There we go. Oh. Let's see. All right. Next part is the most likely part that I would break on the computer, and that's plugging in the motherboard power. I don't know, one of the pins seems to be missing. Which side goes into which? Let's see, ATX 24 pin, CPU and PCIe. What in the world? Is this the right one? I don't know if this is the right cable. It has. Let's see. Oh, wow. 18 plus 6. That's 24. Alright. Now, ATX 24 pin. Right. So there's two things labeled that. And I'll plug it into there. Now, which side goes into the motherboard and which side goes into the power supply? I don't think I know. And I don't know if it matters. This one I think goes into the computer, into the none of these fit. So that goes there. Ah, I see. I see. I'm just going to double check to see that there's not another cable in here that's supposed to go in there. Nope. Alright. So, this one plugs in here. Oh god, this is quite terrible. And then this one, oh, the way they put this together is very, very annoying. Alright. There. And then thread this through here. Push it out the back. That is plugged in. Alright, so the motherboard is connected. Now it's time for the CPU. So that would go into the one that's labeled CPU and PCIe. I'm assuming that's respectively. Also, it's this one that connects to the power supply. Not sure which one connects to the power supply and which one connects to the motherboard. Check the clips. This one has 2 clips, and because of that, it can't fit on the power supply, so it has to go on the motherboard. This one has 1 clip, so it has to be the one that fits in the power supply. So you can always check that way. Ah, there we go. That doesn't sound confidence-inspiring. Alright. And then now, I route this cable, which barely fits through here. Instead, I route this cable through here. Where do I route that? It's stuck on something. Alright, there we go. So, what I've learned from this is that you should wait to put in the cooler until you're done plugging in the motherboard, because it is really hard to do this with the cooler in here. Basically what I'm doing right now is I'm threading CPU power cable through this little channel that is barely big enough for it. Oh, those are some interesting looking marks on the cable. I hope it works still. And then it goes out this way. So I pull it out. See. So yes, this would have been way easier had I not installed the cooler. There is almost no doubt about that, at least on my end. So I am threading this through here. So I plug it in, and the CPU now has power. Not yet, technically, because it's not plugged in, but it will have power once it's working. I hope it works. It will not be fun if this doesn't work. Now, for the fun part, we get to plug in the Bernie cables. They really, really like to melt if you pump like quite a lot of amperage through it. So I don't know the exact amount of amperage, but it's generally only a problem if you have a high-end card like a 4090, 4080, 5080, 5090, you know, that kind of stuff. And we have a cable that comes with a power supply, so we can blame the power supply people, or MSI, if it melts instead of NVIDIA. And because MSI is a smaller company, it would likely be easier to get a replacement from them. Alright. Luckily, we will not be playing, like, I don't know. Luckily, we won't be playing Stalker, Heart of Chernobyl, or Stalker 2, Heart of Chernobyl on this, so it probably won't be melting. I don't know if that's an actual game that melts it, but it's the most intensive game I can think of off the top of my head, so. I will, for stress testing it, be rendering something, I would assume. Yeah, I should have plugged this in before I mounted the power supply. These cables are hold a lot of tension, so it's hard to bend them in the exact way that you want. I think that's in all the way. Yeah. I ain't going nowhere. I think I already said that. This really does smell like Sharpies. Alright, for the star of the show, aside from the really hard to build in case, is this. A MSI Shadow 2X overclocked RTX 5070. This has 12 gigabytes of VRAM. It's PCIe 5.0 capable. This is only a 4.0 case, but it really does not matter because we cannot push it that far, really, anyways. Let's see. This does not list the specs on it, does it? So yeah, if you want to know the exact specs of this, look up MSI Shadow 2X RTX 5070, and you should come up with the specs for it. It should be the same as just about every other 5070, but with a higher clock speed by default. Also, it's got this wrapping on it, which is nice. Ooh, more wrapping. There we go. Beautiful. Look at that. Look at that shiny gold. I don't know if those are actually gold or not, but who cares? Alright, so we'll remove. I need another screwdriver somewhere. Here's a screwdriver somewhere. Oh, good God. Where's the little nubby screwdriver? Oh, it's right under the graphics card. That's even worse. Alright, big screwdriver it is. Small screwdriver it is. Oh my God. Do I need to remove this first or something? That's stupid. I think that's it. Yeah, I need to remove this. Oh, that was a problem. I think this screw was stripped. Okay, never mind. Well, it's not going back on there anyway, so I guess that's a good thing. And I believe for this one I need to remove two. Yeah, because it's not small form factor. Well, it is kind of a small form factor. It's just not a one slot card. Alright. RTX 5070 going in and never coming back out probably. Oh wait, those screws are going back in. Shoot. Unlock that thing. That should clip. There we go. All right. We want to make sure these screws are actually tight, because really heavy graphics cards. This one isn't that big. It's not much bigger than like 60 series card. Fairly small in terms of high performance graphics cards, but really heavy and really big ones tend to sag under their own weight. This one doesn't really seem to have that issue, but it's still nice to really have it secured in there. So in theory, I could pick up this whole computer with just the graphics card. I'm not going to, because that would probably still break it. Now, this cable comes out from here. And it plugs in right here. Now it says that this cable is capable of delivering 450 watts of power, which is a lot of power. That's like about half as much as the average microwave. You know, most microwaves I think are about 1,000 watts. So it's only 50 watts away from being half of a microwave's power. Is it done? I don't know if it's done. I think it's done. I think I finished the computer, but I need to cable manage still, which I will do. And oh yeah, there's still a couple things left, but that was basically the last part. Yeah, so current situation back here is a little forsaken, but some these actually fairly nice built-in cable ties, Velcro, so they're reusable, unlike, you know, zip ties, which come with most cases, if you're lucky to even get those. I think I got a couple Velcro ones on mine, and that was an NZXT, but I'm not even sure of that. Alright. So yeah, I think so. After this I have to install the Wi-Fi thingamajig, and then it should be good to go. Also, I need to put back some parts that came out. You know what? These don't need to be Velcroed down. No one's ever going to look back there. That actually ain't going nowhere. So this is the front plate, which I'll put on afterwards. But right now, I believe I just need to put on the back plate. So what we do is, because no one's ever going to look back here, and if they do, we'll just make them disappear. Is that the back plate? This is the back plate. See, now it's like, probably can't see it, but it's pushing out a little bit. All we need to do is squeeze down these cables real nice until they just stop squealing, and there. All right. The radiator's not mounted. All right. Oh, don't.
I was just trying to hold it in place.
Just needed to grab these. Alright, I think I got it from here. I can. Okay, so the missing thumb screws.
Those ones?
These looking ones. I know, it is these ones. There's. Alright, don't touch anything. Trust me, just don't touch anything, otherwise I won't be able to find it.
Not touching anything.
Alright.
I'm gonna touch this.
Alright. It's anti-static packaging. If you want to keep it for something, you can. I don't know. I think there's some downstairs for that GT420 that broke. There's no standoff there anymore. Oh wait, no, there is. It's just this really, really thick rubber pieces in the way. That one's not supposed to go on the back, is it?
So there's different sizes.
Yes. I got them.
These are the 4 for the front, and those are the 4 for the back.
Yes. I don't know why they couldn't just all be the same size. Like, what are you going to do? Confuse them? They're all the same size. It wouldn't matter. Yeah.
This magnetic on there? Still not.
Yeah, I know. I figured that out real quick. So, I don't know how that, oh, it's screws that go there. So, let me find those real quick. Probably one of these types. Yeah, that's about right. So the radiator is held in with one screw.
One screw and then the pressure from the plate that goes over the front.
Yeah.
Of the case.
Well, the radiator is screwed into this mounting bracket,
Which is then.
which is held in with one screw. It actually ain't going nowhere, which implies it is going somewhere, technically. All right, and I believe still got a couple more pieces, so
Okay.
yeah, it's going to be a bit.
You can feel me hovering, can't you?
Yes, I can. It's quite stressful. All right. There's an extra thumb screw that I haven't a darn clue where it goes. So yeah, we won't be installing like Windows and stuff on stream, just because it's probably just, you know, too much to do, and we don't want this to drag on forever. But I think there will be an operating system on this by the end of the day, regardless of that. Alright, so those things are on there. Just nothing poking the USB ports or anything. Wi-Fi. Next thing. Wi-Fi antenna. And whatever this is, it's going to have horns on it. Cool. I don't know what this piece is. I should probably look at it. So if I had to guess, this somehow sticks in here or something and mounts. Is there, I don't know. I'm going to look at the manual for that. It's the Asus thingy-majig, wherever that is. It's right here in front of my face. Bunch of useless stuff, more useless stuff. Doesn't really tell you how to install that, does it? No, it does not. Cool, thanks Asus. Yeah, I don't really... That's not good. That's my water bottle. It just fell. So I'm assuming this goes on here somewhere, and then this thing sticks out like a sore thumb. But it doesn't show you how it goes on, nor does it actually even mention that in the motherboard manual, which is what this game was. What?
Skip Wi-Fi.
Really? Feel like it. Oh wait, no, I think I figured it out. I guess we are going to be using this for with Ethernet primarily, but I wanna. This is something that should still be installed on the computer anyways, because just there we go. I have no idea. Yeah. Alright, this can go sit in a pile of trash until someone needs it. What is this? Oh, I hope I didn't need that, because I remember that was for something. Alright, second to last part is right here. It looks like a cleaver. It's not. It's just a piece that goes in here. Right here. Yep. Secured in with 4 screws. For some reason, I think it would have done well with 3 based on its usage, but basically what this does is it helps secure the power supply bracket in place so that it doesn't sag. Although screw holes don't really line up very well due to how this thing works because of the lovely engineers at Johnsbow. Like it so that means I'm going to have to slightly move it with my finger while I pull the screw in. Now, usually people test the computer before they put the front panel on, but I'm not going to do that. So if it has problems, we have to unscrew 4 extra screws to get into it. But actually, let's clear everything kind of out of the way here and take one last gander at the top here at the final build. Or not. Or, yeah, there we go. Here, let's turn it around so it can be seen clearly.
So, graphics card right there.
Yep.
This is,
Processor under the water cooling.
and the fans that are part of the water cooling.
Yes, which are exhausting out the top. So the graphics card pulls air in from the bottom because it's going to be elevated by the feet. It's going to push air out there, and then the processor, the radiator, is going to exhaust air out the top, which will also be pulled in from here by these fans due to the negative pressure.
Yeah,
created.
and it's kind of hard to see, but like this mesh here on this is going to be pulling in air from all the sides, so this will keep it nice and cool, even on those hot Waterfest days and things like that. This will be a lot nicer for what we're doing.
Yeah. Prior to this, we were using an Alienware laptop, which I
Yes.
believe was a top. Did you show it in the setup of one of your LTSee videos?
Yep,
Yes.
that was for the Waterfest one.
We needed a cooling pad for it, which
Yeah, which we bought last minute, and if we hadn't, we probably wouldn't have been able to use the device for most of that event. So.
during either testing or another event prior to it, it had actually, was it just testing it or something? It had
Just
shut
testing,
down.
yep.
Yeah, the computer shut down from overheating, and it's supposed to
There was
be
an
able to
event
do
too,
that.
yeah. Yep. But
It's supposed to not do that, especially considering it's running vMix, which is intensive, but not that intensive. But it will be quite an upgrade from a laptop 4050, which there's really only a laptop 4050 that I know of, to an RTX 5070. And
look at all these spare parts we have now.
yes, good luck keeping track of them.
Yeah.
Oh,
The handle.
the
Yeah.
handle.
Yep.
Yes, actually, yeah. That's I guess that's the major part. There's Cheez-Its in here or something. Why is
I don't know.
this was in the box for since before? I don't know why there's food on this.
I don't
That's
either.
gross.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's not coming out, so it's a permanent part of the computer.
So I assume these get
Screwed on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can do that at the after
I
the
think
broadcast.
I think it'd be
You want to do it as
perfect.
part of it?
yeah.
All right.
So I just need to look at the directions for this to see how that mounts on there.
It takes a lot to get all these parts together and into this all in one. I just want to say thanks for helping us with this and
Helping
Doing it
you, I
for it.
did it.
I was getting there. Jeez. You know?
Yeah. I did it out of my own choice, so.
Every single dad watching this knows exactly what that sigh was all about right there. That's all I can say.
Cool.
So did you read the instructions on it?
Yes, and it tells me nothing that I didn't already know.
It's kind of held in by pressure, right?
Yeah, it's held in by pressure, basically.
That is a pretty nifty little handle,
And
though.
then it's screwed
Then
in
it's
with
screwed into
two
the top.
screws.
Yep.
Let's make sure this is, well
Lined up.
centered.
Yep. You know what I think? I think right in the front here, if we could etch a little LTC logo on that, I think that'd look pretty slick. Maybe a nice racing stripe. No?
I don't know.
Oh.
Now, we need to.
Just gotta kind of push those things out of the way.
There we go.
Just
1,
like
2, 3,
that.
4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's even.
Look at that.
And then it does. Did it say what type of screw I needed for that? I needed a G. Okay, cool. I think that said it has an Allen wrench on it.
These are HIJKL.
Where is G? C. I found it.
So it's an Allen head on it, which we don't have right with us, do we? Oh, it comes with it?
one.
Nice.
Yeah,
It's like all that furniture we've been putting together at home, right?
Yeah. None of these look like they have an Allen key on them. Did they not come with them? It didn't come with the screws. No, it did. Never mind. It's just they all look identical. And there's only 2 G's, I think.
Yeah, that's
So-
all it needs to be.
Yeah, I know, but they all look identical, but some of them are Phillips and some of them aren't.
It kind of pressure fits into there.
Yeah, I know. Yes, alright. Hold on.
There you go.
That was a good sound.
Yes, that was a good click. We had a few bad clicks, I heard. So what wire was pinched? Is it,
CPU power.
okay, that's a big one.
Well, there's a bajillion ones that you could use to replace it. It's
Sure.
not you go to the one down, that SFX power supply we found in the server room. That's definitely not ready to explode. Actually, that's a really terrible idea because you should only use ones that are for that specific.
You're right, these do smell like like magic markers.
You know what happens if you smell a Sharpie, right?
No.
It makes you dizzy. Kills brain cells.
I want to do that.
Yes.
I need those.
I do too.
I need all I can get.
It's fairly heavy.
You didn't do it. It's not going anywhere.
I already did that like 15 times with things that shouldn't go anywhere.
But
anyways.
this was part of the reason that this case looked attractive to us, because we can actually pick this up and bring this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's heavy. It's not. Not light.
Yeah, obviously it's heavy because of the super dense transistors in like the graphics card and processor on top of all the solid copper that's cooling it. But it can be held with one hand with somewhat of ease. So hopefully this doesn't fall. But if I go and start walking with it, it's not
Not too
big
bad.
deal. It hurts. It really hurts my fingers though.
I don't think it's meant to be held for a long time. This is just to kind of move it around.
Yeah.
But this will be moved quite a bit. This is awesome, and like you said, we're not going to do the whole Windows or installing the software. We've been down this road a few times. That can take forever, and it's not exactly riveting to
my
watch
God,
that
I
whole process.
Got the most important parts. I
Which was
needed
the
to put
sticker?
the stickers on it.
Oh no.
Oh no.
The Ryzen 7
Do we have a
inside.
level?
No.
Oh, I didn't need to open that. Yeah, we do somewhere.
I just meant no, I'm not going to get it.
Oh. It's probably bending a port on the back. Oh, god darn it. And then, is there one with the graphics card? I will be disappointed if there is not.
So we can advertise what's inside it, so people, when they try and steal it from us, they know what they're getting. Is that it?
I don't know, I put the stickers on.
It is kind of cool. I also got to
There's no
say,
stickers for the RTX. I want
gotta
people
say,
to know I over.
this was with the power
overspent.
supply. It came with a little bag for all of the cables, which, to be honest, all of the extra parts are going to go into this.
There's also a sticker about the RAM.
Okay. Now we know what RAM we have in it.
That's going to make people want to steal it less. Maybe.
Probably very accurate.
I don't know.
Well, I think we can call this a wrap. What we'll do is we'll do the install
scratches.
of all the software and everything, and we'll show it just on social media. We'll have a post about it being up and running and probably in use pretty soon. We have a few events coming up that we could use it for. But Isaac, I just wanted to say thank you for all of this. This has been really cool and really fun, and kind of an interesting project for us here at LTSee to kind of showcase what it takes to put together a computer. All those parts, if you remember the start of the show, the mounds of boxes here, they're all inside this box, and it's lightweight to carry. Maybe not lightweight, but it's got a handle at least. So this is awesome. Thank you very much, and thank you for watching LTSee.
All right, and this one.